I remember
Yeah.
they started. Sorry, you go, Joey.
Oh, okay. No, I was gonna say, I think I don't think the general public understands how important team dynamics are, and like just people meshing and accepting their roles. Like you said, the talent on paper doesn't always translate to success, and one of the things that I've heard about, I guess good teams when each player wants to be a superstar within their role, and
Mhm.
we have, like you said, Dwight wasn't happy with his role. Because I mean, honestly, if he, in my opinion, if he would have just accepted it, then the team probably could have made that leap. But you also have to understand that everybody, has their own personal goals, and it's a lot of things at play. Um, and even at the high school level, Joe, it's so important for players just to accept their role, or for a coach to be able to get players to buy in. We can talk about Coach K and Duke stuff later, and kind of how he was able to do that. But just hearing that is very interesting. Like I said, one of the more on paper talented rosters just wasn't able to figure it out.
Yeah, yeah, no, I mean, it's very important. And you see, like, the good teams that are able to do it. Golden State for years. I mean, Clay is a guy that can easily go on, any other roster
Mm-hmm.
in the NBA and be a superstar, but, plays his role to the T and, does it at a high level, and, you get a whole bunch of success. And you can mention that about a lot of guys throughout the league. It's just kind of, a lot of it is you got to have, if winning is important to you, that's what it comes down to. How important is winning, or how important is my brand and me getting all the credit for it? And that's
Mm-hmm.
what guys have to balance and understand that, hey, the more we win, the more my brand grows as well.
Right.
Like, people forget to think that, oh, we're winning, but I'm not hitting the last shot. No, you're winning, but that means you're getting championships. More people see you. You're playing against higher competition. You're still more on television, things like that. So your brand is going to continue to grow, especially if you play the right way. But that's what it comes down to: how much winning is important to you, and understanding everybody's strengths and weaknesses on the team. Is you got to understand what guys can do well and can't do well, where on the court they can do well, what they struggle with. If there's something they struggle with, then that could be, if that's something my strength, then I can really focus on that point, because I can help him in that area, or help us in that area as a team. So the best teams are very, very unselfish. Like you were saying, like, everybody has to be an all-star at their role. And if you're able to accept that and be an all-star at your role, you're going to have a lot of great team success.
Mm. Um, are you able to, watching back to the MJ documentary that we mentioned, from your time with the LA Lakers and Kobe, what stands out to you? Like, are there a lot of comparisons and things that you kind of recognize through that documentary that you connect with Kobe? Like you mentioned, his training style, or the way that he would be with other players.
Yeah, I mean, Kobe, again, I mean, he wanted always, and he said it, he wanted to be like Mike. He studied Mike. He tried to do everything like Mike. I think he might have, as far as, I think he might have isolated himself a little bit more than what Mike did. I think with the documentaries, you kind of see Mike, did stuff on the plane with the guys and hung out a little bit, and, things like that. It wasn't just always, whatever, however they're trying to portray his leadership on the court, to where, Kobe didn't really do that. Like, he was laser focused on, we got to win, this and that. At times, every now and then, like, usually start a training camp, he takes the rookies out to dinner and, things like that, and they hang out, or on a long East Coast road trip, one of the nights he'll go out to dinner with us and things like that. But, he was more about taking care of his body, making sure that, he was able to play at the highest level every single time. I mean, his work ethic is crazy. And, you know, everybody in that organization was on pins and needles because, you know, with the trainers, you know, he'll wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And if his walk into the bathroom, if his ankle pops too many times, he'll call and, you know, get a massage or get it iced or, you know, something like that. So he, you know, he was a guy that really, you know, took care of his body, listened to his body, uh, worked on his game like no other. You know, I mean, he thought the game at a high level. Like, I mean, it was just incredible what he saw and how he was able to predict what teams would do. You know, one of the things I tell, you know, people ask a lot about Kobe, you know, knowing I played with the Lakers, they want to hear Kobe stories. Well, at every halftime, he gets the film of all his shots at halftime. And, you know, at halftime, he's studying. He's reading where the double team's coming from, if they're double teaming them or how the guys guard them and things like that. So he's always just trying to get one more step ahead and plan and predict what guys are going to do. And, okay, hey, you know, this guy's doing this guy's going to be open or this guy. So, you know, when it's game time, he is just so immersed into the game. And, you know, that's a talent that a lot of guys, you know, don't possess, you know, to be that obsessed about the game of basketball is a rare talent. And for him to have the athletic, I mean, the physical ability to do it as well, you know, that's what become, you know, one of the greatest to ever play the game.
Just that level of detail.
Yeah. I mean, every single detail. I mean, it's footwork, you know, every little thing. You know, if you're 2 inches off the spot he wants you at, like, you got to be – those 2 inches, like, matters. Like, every inch matters, you know, to him. And, you know, that's just kind of how he prepared and played and attacked the game.